Welcome to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes, a program that has been built on flash, excitement, swagger, even once a goal turnover chain. But the fundamentals of this program, substance. We'll have plenty of substance and swagger from the Canes today. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Purdue Boilermakers, taking on the 20th ranked team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So the Purdue Boilermakers offense takes the field for the first time today. It feels like a throwback. Back in the day, the running back,
he can catch the ball, he can block. You might even see him throw the ball in this game. This is a jack of all trades.
Hold it.
They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. The give to the tailback. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. The Boilermakers in the hurry-up. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. At the 40, there he goes. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of run.
Powerhouse conferences, go do it.
I think the ACC 2 is going to play with a chip on his shoulder. Back in conference realignment, it was the best 4 programs from the Pac-12 that all chose the Big Ten and not the ACC, so this one will be interesting.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll go right back to it. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Boilermakers!
That is so impressive. Not only was it a great catch, but also he made sure he had 1 foot in bounds to get the touchdown. Beautiful job.
And they tacked on the extra point. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. So Miami's offense has the ball for the first time. These two dudes who both come off the edge can wreck an offensive day, Jesse.
Man, these quarterbacks better have an internal clock working today. If you hold on to the football, you are getting sacked.
Yeah, best athletes on the field are defensive linemen, and when you got guys like this that can get after the quarterback, points will be at a premium.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. A pickup of 5 marks it at the 36-yard line.
That's a nice-looking run, man, and what a legacy here when you think about Edgerrin James and Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, game breakers at the running back position. This guy, he seems like he's destined to play on Sunday.
He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job.
Down Hurricane! And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with a scintillating 57-yard touchdown run. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. That running game was impressive, taking them right down for a touchdown last time, David.
Yeah, just mauling. No secret play calls, just simply we are more physical than you, and we're pounding the football right at you.
So if you're on offense this next drive, take a look at their safeties and see if they're creeping up into the box. Because of your success running the football, this might be time to take a shot down the field and play action.
Right back to him on the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Boilermakers want to crank the tempo. Dropping back, it's Jordan. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. And the Boilermakers look to keep this drive humming.
How about the left side of the line getting off the ball, creating some holes for that running back to get through, make a big play on the handoff to the left.
When something works that well, you might as well go. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Well, it's been a little bit of a seesaw here the last two plays. Offense gets a chunk play, and then the defense gets a sack. Great job by the defense there, turning the page and coming up with the big one.
Wide receiver shows motion. On second down, looking to throw. He makes the connection. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. The boy onto the field. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. And the returner will be brought down. For a little more strength. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the moment not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo booster.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
They'll try to power their way ahead. Gets the job done on third down as he gets it to the 25 before he's brought down.
I think to be a good third down offense, guys, you've got to be able to run the football. You're going to come upon these third and short situations multiple times throughout the course of the year, but you've got to be able to get push up front, and it helps when you have a talent like that to turn around and hand the football off to.
Makes the grab. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We've tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. After that tight first quarter, this second period ought to be a lot of fun. They'll go to the ground. At midfield, he's got room. And he's running in the open. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Canes. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. A very efficient five-play scoring drive. And he capped it off with a 65-yard touchdown run. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, to get this thing picked up and going.
The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. From the gun, give on the inside. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down.
And that would be the definition of first down success, putting yourself in a good position. It's second and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Looks as if he's going to run it. Past the 25. Touchdown, Purdue! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
And how about the job blocking by the wide receivers? If you're going to play receiver in this offense, you can't only want to catch the ball, you've got to be willing to block. They did a great job there.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at college football game. Tennessee looks like a bunch of world beaters right now, marching all over the field like Smokey in the pregame. They're up by 18 over Arkansas. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Running back searching for a hole. What a cut. Now he's loose. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that one play to pick up the first.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Motion from the offense. Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. And that's going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Yeah, and you use these running backs so much in the passing game now, and you expect him to make those big explosive plays out of the backfield. Just got to make sure he concentrates and see that ball come in.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Great job, too, by the QB there. Holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Wants to fire on second down. Trying to escape and get it himself.
He's got such good awareness in the pocket. He does a good job of feeling the rush, and you know it's a pass, and you want to keep your eyes downfield, but he sees an opening, and if he sees an opening, he's got the ability to go get it and get a first down.
And the Canes getting set on 1st and 10. He'll do it himself.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep things and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Catch in the middle. It's Skadecki. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. To the ground to try to pick up the first. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Snagged in the middle. It's Gadecki. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
Well, you're seeing the balance this offense has and how they can create explosive plays in a variety of ways. We just saw one come in the run game, and now you see one coming in the passing game. I'll tell you, they've got...
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. And he's going to... These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you've got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Back to pass, it's Jordan. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open.
And they got him for the sack. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. He's looking to throw. Gets it out fast. They get him down after he makes the catch. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Now facing a third and long. He's looking downfield to throw. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And he couldn't find quite enough running room to reach the line to gain. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down.
He's loose. He's at the 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Hurricane. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinator. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Looking downfield, it's Jordan. Skips away from pressure. On the move at the 30. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his speed as he moves those sticks. The offense will quickly use the timeout. They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. He wants to throw. Makes his connection. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. The Boilermakers are in the hurry-up. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Fires to the tight end. He almost picked up the first.
Throwback to the olden days, and that's refreshing. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Hard Rock Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Boilermakers will boot it away to start the 2nd half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the 3rd quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the 2nd half.
Quarterback checking the play. On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Going to try to get it himself. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that 6th sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's throwing it and hurting you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the 1st down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
The pull and throw off the RPO. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
When we see another catch by this guy, this defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Give to the running back. Using that running game to bludgeon forward. He's got 4 down to the 35.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
He'll pitch it. The 31. Ball at the 31, 3rd and short coming. Defense trying to rise up. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. He gets it oh so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
Not able to pick up that 1st down, David, but if I'm them, I'm going again right here on 4th.
And I think you knew that on 3rd and 2, short yard situation. You got it close to 4th and inches. Now we're going to get this 1st down.
Less than a yard to go for a 1st down, and the offense will remain on the field. They'll try it on the ground. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
4th and inches, just trusting your offensive line. They're able to get just enough movement at the point of attack to keep this drive going.
The Canes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Now he's looking to throw it. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and
that's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone. They're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
On 2nd down, wants to throw. Swings it out to the flat. And they'll knock him down.
And running backs who can add to the passing game, they can be so dangerous because once they get the catch, they're operating in much more open space than they would be on a handoff. And it really also tests the linebackers' coverage ability and those DBs' tackling ability.
They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Here he goes breaking the pocket. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
You these third downs, man, they're critical down in distances. When you have mobile quarterbacks, it's just so great to know that, one, they can get it throwing it for your offense, but two, if it's not there, they can take off and scramble and generate big plays as well. This guy now, because of his athleticism, he's got the offense knocking on the door inside the opponent's 10-yard line.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They're bringing heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And defense is about being great in the great situations, on the third downs. Goal line situations like this, when you need to get a few stops, putting a few stops together, even though you gave up a long drive to get down here.
It's still 3rd and goal. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And they'll push that lead out a little further. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. Here he comes with the return. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.